The Nigeria Info, and here it's gone past 4 p.m. Discussion continues. And do our excellencies require university degrees? I like your take on that, really, because a story from the Vanguard suggests that members of the House of Reps would like to see it so. Now here's the story. It's captioned: Reps to make B.Sc, HND minimum qualifications for offices of president, governors. Now here's the story. For purposes of good governance, the House of Reps is on the verge of enacting a law that would make first degrees in the form of Bachelors of Science, Arts, a B.Sc, B.A, or higher national diploma, HND, minimum qualifications for election into the offices of Nigeria's president and governors. The House is also seeking to make a law that would make justiciable lack of social infrastructure such as health facilities, good roads, water, schools, among others, enshrined in Chapter 2 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, so that citizens can have the right to take government to court in breach of the laws. Now, to this end, two bills are currently before the House, waiting for a debate on the issues, soon having been respectively read for the first time. Essentially, the bills are seeking alterations of the 1999 Constitution to provide for the new laws. Justiciable. But we're focusing on the part that has to do with the minimum qualification. The first bill is specifically demanding the alteration of Section 131 and 177 of the 1999 Constitution. Section 131 of the Principal Act is altered in subsection 1, paragraph D, by inserting immediate after the word at least the word a first degree from a university or polytechnic or its equivalent. Section 177 of the Principal Act is altered in subsection 1, paragraph D, by inserting immediately after the word at least the word a first degree from a university or polytechnic or its equivalent, the bill stated. And I think it may be a good idea that we check out those particular sections. I think I need to should have done this, or I should have opened this up actually. But well, it's not too late, I suppose, to do that right now. Anyways, join the conversation. I'd like to get your take. Do you think, is it necessary? Do we need governors or the president to have a minimum university degree or HND from a polytechnic? And will that necessarily provide better leadership or governance? So does it mean that a person who doesn't have a university degree or its equivalent cannot? Okay, I'm going to look for that in a moment. But for now, I think the phone lines are open. Join in 0817-923-0002 or 0003, 0817-923-0007 or 0009. We are live on Twitter at Nigeria.com/. Hello, hard fact to welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Oh, that's interesting. Hello. Hello. Okay, he's not listening. Hello, hard fact to welcome. Sorry, call back if you can. 19 gone past 4 p.m. Once again, you can join in via Twitter as well at Nigeria Info page. And remember to follow us on Twitter while you're at it. Also, like us on Facebook. Once again, that's facebook.com/Nigeria Info ph.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm not sure how to respond to that really. Can you hear me?
Hello.
All right. So Kofi has not been here for quite some time. Quite some time right now.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
The qualification you are talking of. You see, one thing that is here in Nigeria is we don't know how to manage ourselves. Look at America. Look at how many companies that Nigeria is managing, because they want to put a PhD which cannot handle that thing. They will employ a PhD who cannot defend those things he raised, and then they put him there, and then he will mess up the place, and then the place will elected or should be elected, they should start with themselves. They should set that for them to write bill, present bills, each and every one of them in the house there. Anyone that cannot present any bill should be pushed out.
So let's assume they can do that. What do you think about the president and governor position, and governor's position?
The president and the governor position, they should still do the same thing. Because look at this, there are some persons that naturally they have that leadership ability. If they are growing up, you'll be seeing them, if they handle any position in their houses or outside anywhere, they do very well. Those people have been given those in. They may not have that high qualification, but if they are there to do something, they will do it very right.
All right, sir. Hello, 913.
Hello, Dayo.
Good evening, go on.
I want to say my own take what you said. It's not education that can make person be a good leader. All we need is somebody with good heart and conscience. Knowing pretty well that whatever way you are marked for yourself, one day you will leave it. You will leave it. And then you go and answer questions somewhere. Life beyond the one we're living now.
So you don't think the educational qualification of the
because
leaders
somebody can be educated, got a PhD or master's or whatever, who don't have fear of God, who use Bible and steal, which they are doing, who use Bible and loot and deny and say the statement was quoted wrong.
It was quoted out of context.
Hello?
It was quoted out of context.
Out of context. Because they don't have the fear of God. They don't have the people at heart. For instance, Joseph did not go to school in Egypt, but was made a prime minister after Pharaoh. Was able to rule for 7 years with Pharaoh and preserve food and preserve life. But these people don't have conscience. Imagine they find them eat food. They lock it up in the warehouse. Nigerians have to go and steal it. Go to school. Some of them are barristers. Some of them are whatever they call their degree. But they don't have conscience. If they have conscience, they have the fear of God. They know that they are only a caretaker. They are only a steward of this world wealth. Only God owns everything. Silver and gold belongs to God. All the cattle stealing bush belongs to God. Wisdom belongs to God. They don't have heart. They fear God. They don't need education.
All right.
They take the fear of God to rule well. They take the fear of God to govern well.
But you hear from me once again. Now let's look at those sections of the Constitution. Section 131, subsection D. 131 goes, a person shall be qualified for election to the office of the president if, subsection D goes, he has been educated up to at least school certificate level or its equivalent. He has been educated up to at least school certificate level or its equivalent. That means, and I think I had a conversation on this with Barrister Wokocha some time back, you don't even need to have the certificate. Just show that prove that you've been educated up to at least school cert level. That means you don't even need to present a certificate. In other words, you don't need to have finished it or completed it or concluded it. Just prove that you went there. That's all. Or its equivalent. So what they want to the amendments being proposed is paragraph D, by inserting immediately after the word at least, the word a fresh degree from a university or polytechnic or its equivalent. So rather than have, let's go back there, rather than have at least school cert level or its equivalent, what we will have is, if this amendment pulls through, what we'll have is at least a first degree from a university or polytechnic or its equivalent. So let's go to the other section now, section 177. Section 177, just a moment. All right, we're there. Section 177, paragraph, in subsection 1, paragraph D, what we have there is, what we have is, a person shall be qualified for election to the office of governor of a state if, paragraph D, it has been educated up to at least school certificate level or its equivalent. So the amendment being proposed here is at least a first degree from a university or polytechnic or its equivalent. Your take still, back to the third lines. Hello, hard facts. 91. Hi, go ahead.
I'm Emeka.
Go on, Emeka.
We are talking about qualification. I want to ask this very relevant qualification cancel or make somebody not to leave.
No, of course. I don't. Well, not necessarily, I suppose.
Because we are talking about qualification. If I should apply, if you go through the Nigerian leaders from 1960 to now, we have so many of them that have degrees. Some of them have up to 3 to 4 degrees. But if you check out what they have achieved in Nigeria and the point at which they leave Nigeria, you see that nothing that you cannot boast of anything. So we need to be talking about relevant things, like somebody having the willpower to deliver the business. People that can be able to, that have the integrity. Not somebody that have qualifications. And again, in this recent society, there people can buy qualifications, can buy anything from any university, from anywhere. So for me, I don't think that is the main thing that we need to
But you don't think a university degree might equip a person with better to serve as governor or president?
Okay, if the university degree, if we are talking about that university degree can equip somebody to think very well or make important decisions, which means it's still the university, it's still those people that have university degrees that have rooted our funds. Check it all over the place. So the argument is not, for me, it's not right. Because you can't base on somebody having a university graduate or having so many qualifications, being able, saying that the person is able to read us, that's right. I think for now, the basic thing that we should look into our leaders or look into our leaders is people that have willpower to deliver the dividends of democracy, not people that have so many qualifications. Thank you.
Oh, welcome, sir. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, go ahead. Hello.
Hello, Dayo. Good evening.
Hi there. Go on.
Yeah, let me answer that question you asked that man. That, whether we don't think that university degree can make somebody to think better. I don't think so. If that is the case, all these ones that are finished university that are looking for work, some of them even end up working under the so-called, if you like, illiterate. I mean, then why can't they think through and do something rather than working under somebody? So I don't think that really helps in any way.
All right, sir. Via Facebook, at Gumba Agba goes, it's a welcome development, but it can't guarantee good government or good decisions. Most of the states that haven't paid minimum wages are headed by governors who are doctorates. Qualifications, Dio can't stop looting. Pat Telefari goes, Dio, if this law will be enacted into law, God, it will be a good development, and we can also hold our government accountable. And please hope that there will be no immunity clause covering the president and governor in taking them to court on accountability and failed promises. Okay, Ned argument goes, education has nothing to do with political willingness. For a mere fact that one went to school does not qualify him as a good leader, kind-hearted, or one that has his people at heart. It's totally out of place for reps to even come up with such a motion. Qualification is not the problem of Nigeria. Alexander Ukadike goes, it's a welcome development for Nigeria if it passes into law. Precious Fabia, I call it a good one because it will improve our leadership in a way. If only the right person is being elected into office, we see how a so-called wag holder is performing and sinking the whole giant of Africa. All right. Bo Mene Boa B goes, they should even go down to counselorship position. Lekara Lezogia goes, it's a welcome development, but will only promote certificate racketeering in Nigeria. Trust Nigerians, they will buy PhD degrees within the twinkling of an eye. Patrick Amadi goes, qualification cannot rule. It is only what is in you that can deliver. Leadership is not all about qualification. My own humble suggestion is anybody that has leadership quality is qualified. All right, back to the phone lines. Hello.
Yeah, Dayo, good afternoon.
Hello, go on.
Smart calling from Kabakis.
Go ahead.
Dayo, I want to, it might not solve your problem, but it's going to provide solution to a larger extent. I try to think the bigger picture in situations like this. Now, look at this from this point. And, first, you have to have a degree to be able to get to that stable. I know a lot of persons will argue with me that, but people will go by in results. Now, when we are able to cross that hurdle, then the other hurdle that we now want to cross is, people are buying results to get into this position. Why don't we strengthen our education?
Okay. I got a question for you. Now, it's not impossible that there is one, but do you know of any serving governor in Nigeria now who doesn't have a university degree or its equivalent? There might be one. I'm not saying there isn't. There might be, but do you know of anyone?
Okay, I wouldn't say I know of anyone now, but this is where I'm getting.
The point I was making with that question is, and I think I'm correct here, most of our governors, at least most of them, if not all of them, have a university degree or some equivalent. Some of them even have doctorate degrees.
Which some of them, to a larger extent, allegedly, let's put it that way.
Well, I don't know about that, but what I'm saying is that they are graduates, whether polytechnics or universities, most of them, if not all of them.
Okay, now the narrative will not change. If this is passing, the narrative will not change. Okay, how come we are still having graduates? I think it's been passed into law because, in a way, the thing is that honorary living certificates can take you to the political status. But now the narrative will not change to, okay, why don't we strengthen the educational expectations so that the people that will be sitting there will be people that want it. Then it will pass to every other arms of leadership. I don't know if you're getting me. Now, a quick one, Dayo.
Yeah.
The America that we are looking at, the Britain that we are looking at, how come none of them have this idea of, you have to have the living, what's it called? Not college degree, I'm trying to get a name. How come the kind of charter that we use to get into political charter, that's not what they use over there, and we are copying them. This is not official, but have you noticed 80 to 90% of American presidents, the existence of the fact that they must be taught. Just get it correctly. 80% to 90%, that is the kind of power they put in in their president.
Hello?
That seat alone, you have to have the highest sense of what degree. The minimum should be B.Sc or HND. It's going to...
But once again, most of the people we have as governors, if not all of them, they have university degrees. They do. Yes. The only reason this is an issue right now, I believe, is because of the president. That's the only reason this is an issue. Because most of the people who have ruled this country, either as president or governors, have either some university degree or its equivalent.
Then, which I'm repeating also, that what we have an understanding that degrees can be bought in this part of the country. Now, educational institution would be what? I don't know how to put it. I'm trying to.
Are you suggesting then that we improve quality of education just because of people who become governors or the president?
No.
All right. I have to go for a commercial break. Now, I'll return shortly. Conversation will continue. Please stay with us.
Connect with.
The night is almost done, but conversations are never done on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Join Jude from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Let's Talk weekdays.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers.
Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
Get into the midday dialogue
and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
All for you
on 92.3
Nigeria Info.
We crossfire in the morning.
And now, hard facts.
Hard facts
with Diode.
Welcome back. Still hard facts. Nigeria Info. I'm Dio. 19 to go before 5 p.m. The news update is up at 5. Before then, discussion continues. Reps to make B.Sc, HND minimum qualifications for offices of President, Governor, stories in the Vanguard newspaper. For purposes of proper governance, the House of Reps is on the verge of enacting a law that would make first degrees in the form of Bachelors of Science or Arts, B.Sc, BA, with higher national diploma, HND, minimum qualifications for elections into the offices of Nigeria's president and governors. So they're seeking to amend two sections of the Constitution, Section 131 of the Principal Act, and paragraph D, which currently is just a moment. All right, 131, which currently goes: a person shall be qualified for election to the office of the president if, paragraph D, he has been educated up to at least school certificate level or its equivalent. So they're seeking to change that to at least first degree from a university or polytechnic or its equivalent. Second section they're looking to amend is 177 177. Yeah, all right, here we are. 177D. A person shall be qualified for election to the office of governor of a state if D. He has been educated up to at least school certificate level or its equivalent. So they're seeking to change that to at least a first degree from a university or polytechnic or its equivalent. Is this necessary? And will it necessarily also lead to a better governance or leadership in the country? Join the conversation. Lines are open. 0817 923 0007 or 0009 numbers to call. We're live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH as well. Speaking of Twitter, at Jeffenfield Twitter, conscience should prioritize before qualification, or even send aspirants for leadership course for a year or two, because you can't tell me it's lack of B.Sc or HND keeps our refineries in comatose, our roads like wilderness. Also, manifestos should be criminalized if you fail to fulfill them. Friday, Uzama then tweeted that they should also say that the person must study political science or law in order to be qualified. As if being a graduate makes one not corrupt or make one a good leader. At Ejiofor Twitter, this qualification would have saved Nigerians from this suffering of Buhari's failed administration. At Shitu10 Twitter, this is nonsense. Leadership selection based on educational certificates is apposite in another form. They want to exclude more than 60% of our population from political leadership positions. Let the populace decide who they want. Everyone should be allowed to be on the ballot. To the phone lines now. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, go on.
I'm Nathaniel. I think when I began to sometimes listen to some of the words being spoken by our past leaders, like Nnamdi Azikiwe, like some of our past leaders, like in the 60s, you begin to compare them to these present-day leaders, you begin to see a very big difference. You see those people speaking with love for their country, and they speak with conviction. They let people know what they're supposed to do, how far they are going, the speed at which they are going, what they expect from everybody, and what they will always do against leaders. You begin to see the difference between then and now, when our leaders don't care. Even from their speeches, you begin to know that these persons are off-headed. They don't have anything to offer. So I don't think it's the level of education that will enhance the qualification of someone to be a leader or to make the person to perform very well when he becomes a leader. It is not at all. So if you can read and write and then be able to address people and begin to articulate problems and solve little problems, you can be qualified to be a leader. For me, I think this one they are going just to block some persons who are starting to become leaders of tomorrow to stop, because we know that as it is now, everybody don't have the money to attend to university education. So if you are successful in your business, possibly you have the qualification of a school staff, you can read very well, you can speak very well, you can address audience, and you have that quality of leadership. You should be allowed to lead.
Great to hear from you, sir. Thanks for your contribution. Hello, hard fact to welcome.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good day, go on.
Okay. Quickly, for me, on this certificate thing, I think they are just changing shadows. In all our elections, we've always had professors, doctors, engineers contesting in all these elections. And people have always been deciding who they want